Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. The Honorable Mr. Dr. Kaharudin SIPM Hume as the lecturer of the Phonetics and Phonology course. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Zara Fikratun Sakina and my student ID number 204-001-24002 from the English Education Department Class A 2024. Today, I would like to answer the question from assignment 10. To the best use of time, I will proceed directly to the next video. Okay, so the first question, to the best of your knowledge, is having good pronunciation important in English? Why? So, the answer, yes, I believe that having good pronunciation is important in English because it directly affects how well we are understood by others. When we speak English with an unclear pronunciation, even if our grammar is correct, listeners might not understand what we mean. Pronunciation is not just about saying words correctly, but also about stress, intonation, and rhythm. According to Kelly, 2000, pronunciation plays a vital role in communication because misunderstanding often happens due to incorrect stress or intonation patterns rather than incorrect grammar. This shows how essential pronunciation is for effective communication, especially in international contexts. Number 2. In relation to question 1, what should learners of English do in order to have good pronunciation? So, the answer, to improve pronunciation, learners of English need to do several things. For the first, they should actively listen to native or fluent speakers, such as through English movie, podcasts, or songs. This help their ears get used to the natural sounds of English. Secondly, they need to practice speaking regularly and mimic the way native speakers talk. Moreover, learners can benefit from using phonetics transcription and learning the International Phonetic Alphabet or IPA. This will help them understand how words are pronounced. According to Celso Murcia et al., explicit phonological instruction can help learners notice features like stress and intonation, which are often overlooked in regular class. Number 3. Do you agree with saying that segmental and suprasegmental are different? If yes, explain why and what are the differences? Answer, yes, I agree that segmental and suprasegmental sounds are different. Segmental sounds refer to individual sounds and phonemes like consonant and vowels. These are the segments of speech. For example, the sound P in pen or E in sheep. On the other hand, suprasegmental sounds are features that go beyond individual sounds. They include stress, intonation, and rhythm. For example, the sentence "you didn't eat the cake" can have different meaning depending on which word in stress. According to Roach 2009, segmental feature focus on the phonemes, while suprasegmental feature a vague group of sound or entire utterance, influencing meaning and emotion in speech. Number 4. What do you think of the statement? English pronunciation is very different from Indonesian pronunciations? The answer, I agree with this statement because there are many differences between English and Indonesian pronunciations. English has more vowel sounds, including diphthong like I and A, which don't exist in Indonesian. English also sounds like T and as in think and this, which are very hard for Indonesian speakers. Also, English use word stress in Indonesian patterns more significantly than Indonesian. Indonesian is more syllable time, while English is stress time. This means in English, some syllables are pronounced more quickly than others, which make it challenging for Indonesian speakers to follow the rhythm. As explained by Gilek Jenny, 2040, this difference can cause difficulties for learners and affect their fluency and intelligibility. Number 5. What do you know of suprasegmental sounds? The answer: suprasegmental sounds are features of speech that go beyond individual phonemes. They include stress, both word stress and sentence stress, intonation, pitch, and rhythm. These features are crucial in conveying meaning, emotion, and structure in spoken language. For example, intonation can show whether a sentence, a question, or a statement. Stress can highlight important information. If a student say, "I didn't take your book," stressing different words can change the meaning each time according to Yule 2006. Suprasegmental features are essential for natural and fluent speech because they carry pragmatic meaning that cannot be shown by words alone. The next question is, do you think that suprasegmental sounds are problematic to Indonesian learning of English? How do you explain the problem? Yes, I think suprasegmental sounds are problematic for many Indonesian learners. One reason is that in our native language, we don't focus much on stress and intonation. So, when learning English, students often read words or sentences flatly, without paying attention to which syllables are stressed or how the pitch should rise or fall. For example, many students say English sentence with equal stress on all syllables, which make them sound unnatural. They also tend to struggle with using correct intonation in equation or expressing emotion through speech, as stated by Dower. These features are often neglected in the classroom, even though they play a key role in how clear and fluent a speaker sounds. To overcome this, learners need to focus training and a lot of exposure to natural English. Maybe that's all. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.